Hello again. I think that with the chaotic state of the government in this country just at the moment, we cannot really expect anything practical to be undertaken on anything for the foreseeable future. Immigration is certainly one of those things which Boris Johnson and his friends seem to have given up on. And while they're fighting for their political survival, I can't see them being too concerned about illegal immigrants just now. On Wednesday, the Office for National Statistics published their forecast for the future population of Britain based on current trends. I give a link to this report in the description to this video. What it amounts to is that if only birth rate and deaths were taken into account, then the population of Britain would start falling over the next decade. I, for one, can't see anything wrong with that. The country is getting pretty crowded, and if the numbers living here were to fall a little, that does not seem to me to be much of a disaster. But hey, what do I know? I'm not an economist at all, or a sociologist. Maybe it would be a bad thing if the population of the country were to decline. However, it seems that the aim is to ensure that rather than the population falling, it is being planned for it to rise, and that this rise will be accomplished by immigration. Immigration at the rate of 200,000 people a year. This will give us another 2 million foreigners over the next 10 years, which is apparently a good thing. The ONS, who are a government agency and should know what they're talking about, think that this is going to continue for at least another 25 years. I have no idea at all why we need to import millions of foreigners into this country. But as I say, I'm not an expert. Maybe there is a perfectly good reason why we need millions more foreigners. If there is, I haven't yet seen it mentioned anywhere. In the report, it says that there will be an increasing number of old people in Britain if things carry on as they are. So perhaps most of those immigrants will be Nigerians working in care homes. All this gives us some insight into how seriously we should take the tough line which Home Secretary Priti Patel keeps pushing on immigration. Some have questioned whether a woman from an immigrant family could really have the same view on immigration that so many white British people hold, and that is indeed a fair point. Patel claims that she has been taking a strong line about the tens of thousands of illegal immigrants who are still flooding into England by crossing the Channel in small boats. But I dare say that if the government really is hell-bent on increasing the population of this country by 200,000 a year, then the 20 or 30,000 people who cross the Channel in this way will help make sure that the target is reached. Talking of the illegal immigrants crossing the Channel, here are a couple of bits of information which some people might have missed. Despite it being the middle of winter, they are still coming. Yesterday alone, 271 people landed on the Kent coast. That is more than the whole of January 2020. And we can expect a great surge as the milder spring weather arrives soon. Another fascinating news item relates to Priti Patel's famously hard line on immigration. She says that she's going to crack down on the notorious scam whereby grown men masquerade as children to garner sympathy and make it less likely that they will be deported. Not that there's much chance of that, really. The chief advantage of being classified as a child is that they get to go to the head of the queue for housing. At least one Islamist terrorist, the man who set off a bomb on a tube train at Parsons Green, first entered Britain in this way. Patel says that she wants scientific tests to be carried out involving x-rays of bones, dental examinations and so on to establish the genuine age of people claiming to be children. One might have thought that these precautions were already being taken, but it seems not. These new steps will, she says, be incorporated into the new Nationalities and Borders Bill, which is currently wending its way through Parliament. Perhaps viewers would like to guess how these fake children are currently identified. You're going to enjoy this. At the moment, immigrants are checked more thoroughly if they appear to be over the age of 25. Yes, you did hear that correctly. If a member of a border patrol or an immigration officer thinks that a supposed child migrant is in his early 20s, they do nothing and let him be placed with a foster family who might have other genuine and vulnerable children in their home. As long as the guy looks as though he's under 25, that's fine. I'm not making this up. I give a link in the description to this video to a newspaper article which mentions this. That is the current situation right now. Any man who could conceivably be under the age of 25, even if those interviewing him are pretty sure he's really 22 or 23, is allowed to claim to be a child and treated accordingly. There have, needless to say, been some unfortunate incidents resulting from this mad policy, in which men in their 20s have ended up sharing accommodation with genuine children of 10 and 11.